What is going on? Welcome back to Financial Journey. So today I want to talk about SoFi. There's several different things I want to talk about, one of which is SoFi's growth and what that will mean for Q2 numbers. In addition to that, how secretly the institutions have been buying SoFi this whole time and buying the dip. So I want to go over all of that and some updated data points as well. But before I get into any of that, making sure you guys hit that thumbs up, subscribe, do all that fun stuff. Greatly appreciate that. If you like my channel, want to support the growth, take a look at my memberships. Link in the description below, or just hit the join button at the bottom of the screen. With that, let's get right to it. So you can see the live ticker going at the very bottom, 5.6% up, 23 million as far as overall volume. So very positive day for that. 52.9 million the average, and that is a 6-month average, and 3.9 million shares being purchased by institutions just today alone. And that is on the secondary market. So one thing I've been really monitoring over the last little bit has been the dark pool, because when it comes down to a lot of manipulation on SoFi and things like that, there's a lot of institutions that can secretly buy SoFi behind the scenes, again through that dark pool. So looking just today alone, within the first 2 hours of the trading day, there's been already 3 big orders, one of which is 531,000, 334,000, and 445,000. So clearly a lot of big money is buying, and even yesterday, you can see that there's a lot yesterday, even the day before, there's been a lot of institutions buying this dip massively. And so again, I just want to share that with you, and keep in mind this is completely separate from when I just mentioned about the block volume column. The block volume column is showing based on the secondary markets. So there are several different exchanges that are included on the secondary market, and then there's the dark pool that's completely separate. So just wanted to kind of explain that. And so in addition to institutions purchasing, as far as actual insiders buying, that is absolutely insane. I've never seen any company that has the same kind of institutional purchasing as SoFi. So you can even see recently as well, 𝗪𝗓𝗧𝗛 did purchase some as far as yesterday, as did Anthony Noto. But even when it comes down to Anthony buying, unfortunately, it's just becoming now second nature, kind of expectation. How many shares did he buy now? But still, at the end of the day, if you take a step back, this is very impressive for him to actually do that. And he is a pure definition of what dollar cost averaging is doing. Regardless if you catch the bottom or not, you know and do your own due diligence, because on the side note, I'm not a financial advisor, but you find a stock that you do like, such as SoFi, and then regardless, you can't always catch the bottom. It's a fool's game to always do that. So it is the best case scenario to do exactly what he's doing. So just follow suit in my own opinion, but still seeing Anthony continuously buy is giving a lot of investors a lot of reassurance and everything like that. So that's one thing I just wanted to share with you, and especially more so leading into the Fed meeting, there is a lot of fear going in there. So I just want to share that with you. So tomorrow's going to be a very interesting day. You can see that there is going to be a decision on the Feds as far as what they're going to be raising their rates. It does look like right here the forecast is roughly about 0.5%, but at the end of the day, there is a lot of articles saying that it's going to be 0.75%, so 75 basis points. Let me know your thoughts on that in the comments below. But at the end of the day, when it comes down to SoFi and their business, regardless of wherever the interest rate is, the higher the interest rate, the better. So this is where they make more money. Again, this is all going to be represented in Q2 numbers. I'm going to talk about that as well, but more so as well, also tomorrow, there's also going to be retail sales numbers. And for the most part, at least, consumers have been really holding and propping up the market. So they've been actually still making a lot of money, still maintaining and keeping their employment. So it will be very interesting to see the retail sales as far as what they actually show tomorrow, because it does look like they are expecting on a month-over-month basis to be down considerably. So the previous was 0.9 and the forecast is going to be 0.2. So that's something that could cause a little bit more spooking leading into the Fed meeting. So just take that how you see that. And one thing as well, just like I mentioned at the very beginning, the growth. Growth for SoFi is absolutely huge. So whether it be customer base or anything like that. So looking here, we do have the updated web traffic. So it does look like for May, there was 13.89 million as far as views from SoFi.com. That's absolutely massive. Even considering it was 9.61 million the month prior, it still goes to show that Q2 numbers is going to have substantial growth. And from a month by month basis, it is up roughly about 44.52%. So clearly a lot lot of positive things coming down the pipeline for SoFi. And even in Q2 numbers though, there's going to have been several different rate hikes that all very much beneficial for SoFi, especially considering as well they haven't necessarily raised the rates in comparison to that. So this is where SoFi will be able to make a lot of money. So just take that how you see that. Just want to go over some technical analysis because that is also something that's very much impressive in my opinion. Looking on the actual chart of the 50, 100, 200 moving averages, Bollinger Bands, RSI, stochastic, and momentum. Number of buyers is up today, so clearly a lot of positive things. Stochastic, today is a very good day because we see that deviation. We're extremely oversold based on the stochastic, and there is that deviation like I said. So black line above the red showing a nice bullish trend starting to form. That is a very optimistic thing leading into the Fed meeting, and RSI is also at 40. And on the actual chart, yesterday we did break outside the Bollinger Band, and I always say 9 times out of 10 we do bounce back in unless there's some justifiable cause to keep us out there, which unfortunately is just broader fear in the market, not necessarily any substantial reason for us to stay out of there. So this is one kind of factor that's giving us a nice little boost today, and more so as well. So on the Fibonacci, we are actually trading between the S1 and the pivot, so $5.55 to $6.78. So that is a point to watch for most likely tomorrow, is $6.78 if we can actually continue and maintain this momentum. Let me know your thoughts on all of that in the comments below, but given the circumstances, SoFi is actually doing substantially better than a lot of other growth stocks out there. There's a lot of other growth stocks that are currently trading between the S2 and the S1, which unfortunately still places them in a very dangerous territory, as is SoFi, but us being in the S1 to the pivot, we're in a little bit more of an established position to kind of trend upwards. So at the end of the day, there is a lot of institutions purchasing, technicals are very optimistic, insiders are buying, and there is a huge amount of growth. So insinuating that Q2 numbers are going to be home run in my opinion, which again, this will be the third back-to-back very good earnings for SoFi. So I think there's going to be a lot of analysts that cannot ignore SoFi at that stage, having 3 amazing earnings back-to-back. Definitely shows that SoFi is going to be a very disrupting company. But with all that, let me know your thoughts on SoFi in the comments below. If you haven't already, hit that thumbs up, subscribe, do all that fun stuff. Greatly appreciate that. If you like my channel, want to support the growth, take a look at my memberships, link in the description below, or just hit the join button at the bottom of the screen. With that, I appreciate you guys watching, and let's all make a lot of money on SoFi.